Hey, Hugh here, and in this video, I want to talk about niching, but more so like how you niche down. And I think a lot of the times we overthink niching and we think of like trying to find a blue ocean in a marketplace that hasn't been marketed to yet. But the reality is, as a coach or a consultant or as an agency owner, if you're running ads, if you're producing content, you're trying to reach people, they're going to have been marketed to already, unless you have some brand new service that is completely new to the market, in which case it can be very hard to market if something's brand new and people don't understand it. But for the most part, if you're trying to sell coaching and you're trying to reach a certain demographic or a certain type of people, you don't need to create something that's completely different to other people in your market. The way that you differentiate yourself is through your personality. And I want to rewind a few years, because when I left the last job I had, which was just over 5 years ago, I was working for my business mentor. He was my previous business mentor. I ended up working with him for a year, and I went on to start a marketing agency. And at the time, I just picked a random niche that I thought I could work with and make good money, which at the time was real estate. So I was looking at working with real estate agents, using LinkedIn and other platforms to connect with them. And I actually set up a few local meetings with people. And we didn't actually get any clients at first. So I did a lot of free work, and we ended up getting a meeting with a big company. And we, went through, did some presentations. It would have been a six-figure deal, and we needed the cash at the time, my business partner and I. But at the time, I went to Thailand with some friends who were very kind of into spirituality and kind of deep growth and things like that. And we all went on a magic mushroom experience. So we did quite a heavy dose of magic mushrooms one afternoon in like a really kind of tranquil and peaceful area on one of the islands in Thailand. And for me, it was really, really powerful. Like, it allowed me to connect back to who I felt I was at a core level. So I went through this experience, and I started like visualizing what I wanted for my life. And I was kind of, as I started, later in the afternoon, as I was feeling a bit more clear headed, I started writing everything down, and I got clear on who I wanted to work with. I got clear on what I wanted to do. And what I realized is I didn't want to be like, I realized there was no fulfillment working with real estate agents. I was like, I'm literally just in this because I think I can make money from it. I don't know that much about real estate, and I have no interest in working with real estate agents. They feel like, for me, that audience just feels like very different from me, right? Like, I have to put on a front. Like, the fact that I'm having to get a suit on to go for meetings with them that's not me. That's not who I am as a person. Like, I'm super laid back. I'm like a very spiritual, chilled out guy. Like, I would, much rather work with someone who is like myself. And I realized that, like, my background was in coaching, and I previously, when I was working with my business mentor, I'd run ads for a few hundred coaches, helped a lot of different people, consulted with a lot of different people, had a lot of experience in this space. And it also helped a few different friends of mine who run coaching businesses with their ads. And so it all just started like falling into alignment. I was like, actually, I want to work with coaches. And so that's how I ended up like niching down into working with coaches. And I actually started signing clients quite quickly at that point. And it literally came down to me doing two things. The first thing was sharing my story, my backstory of like how I grew my first coaching business. And kind of, I literally just talked about what I had been doing recently, and that resonated with people on a really deep level, because most coaches want to do something that feels authentic to them. They want to live true to themselves. They want to work with great clients. And so me sharing my story naturally attracted people who were similar to myself. And that was great. The other aspect was expertise. So at this point, I had spent millions of dollars on ads, generated well over $10 million for different clients, not just my clients, but also my business mentors clients over the year previously to that. And so I had a lot of experience. And so what I did is I started just helping people for free. Like, I just started putting out value calls or offers for value calls where I would jump on and help people with their marketing strategies. Or if they were running ads already, I would just give them some insights. And I wouldn't actually pitch on those calls. I would literally just jump on and give some insights. And I still continue to do this today. And it's just this philosophy of giving and sharing and being like a leader to other people and helping other people. There's natural reciprocity where people are more inclined to want to work with you. And so that's been my philosophy around working with and finding great clients over the years, is like, you're not necessarily trying to find, like, whilst I'm in a niche of like coaching, like it's a really, really competitive and saturated niche. There's still a lot of people in there. And there's like, I don't need a million clients to grow the business that I want to grow. So for me, like, I'm thinking about how I differentiate myself personally, right? How, like, what specific skills do I have that other people maybe don't have, or how is it unique? Because like my journey is different from the person next to me and the person next to them, right? I've been on my own journey to get to where I am today, acquire the skills, the experience, the case studies. So I can just think about like my skill set, my expertise, but I can also think about the stories, like the struggles that I've been on. Like when I first launched my very first coaching business 8 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing. Like I was literally brand new to business, didn't know how to sell, didn't know how to market. And I learned everything. Went through a few paid courses. I also went through a lot of YouTube lessons, learned how to build websites, learned how to use Canva for design, learned about social media marketing in terms of content. And then I also learned about Facebook ads, and I started running Facebook ads and testing things. And at first it was a complete flop. And I had a lot of failures, especially in the first 2 years, and didn't really make much money until like I started getting really clear on messaging and understanding ads at a deeper level. And then things started taking off and I grew a 6-figure coaching business. So for me, like sharing lessons and my story has always been a powerful way to connect with people and attract the right clients. Every time I defer from that and I just try and like, I just try and talk about like tangibles too much, people just get attracted to like a shiny object, and then you end up attracting clients that probably aren't the right fit. They just want a quick win, a quick fix, and they're not willing to go on like more of a journey with you. And I feel that with coaching, you really need to market to people at a deeper level and build relationships, and realize that you're not just setting up for somebody to come and like try you out for a month. It's like you want a commitment. So for me, like my minimum commitment is 16 weeks. I might increase that over time as well. But for me, like I want to work with people on a longer basis so I can get decent results, but also so we have time to build the groundwork and the foundations. So we have strong foundations to build from. And so for me, when I think about niching, it's like, how do I attract my dream clients? What messaging do I need to put out and do I need to share to attract those people? And really, it's like I'm trying to attract people like myself. So at least like they might not be in the same business position as me, but they share the same values, right? They value health, travel, freedom, family, like things like that. So I can share that, and I'm going to attract people who resonate with my values and how I go about life. And so I'm not trying to look for like the hardcore hustlers who want to be the next Tony Robbins or Alex Hormozi. I'm looking for people who want to grow a fulfilling lifestyle business where they can make good profit, but also they can help people on a deeper level, but also they're not working 50, 60, 70 hours a week. They have time to do other things that they enjoy, whether that's be with family or whether that's travel and explore the world. So for me, this is super important. And this is the question I pose to you in your marketing. Like right now, are you showing much of your values? Are you showing much of your character? Are you sharing more of who you are? Or are you just doing content that's like how-to videos all the time? Because that's one of the biggest things that I think people slip up on. The other thing is looking at how you expand that with paid advertising, which I've covered in another video. So feel free to check that out. But once you have got your messaging dialed in, the next thing is to use paid advertising to amplify that and to reach more people with the right message. So hopefully you found this useful. If you did, feel free to subscribe. We're going to be doing more regular content on this channel. Peace.